lately this word forgiveness has been in my mind, or has been in my sphere of consciousness for the last couple of weeks. And it just keeps popping up. Forgiveness, forgiveness, forgiveness. And when I think about forgiveness, the first thing that comes to mind is to forgive myself for all of the things that I've done in the past that I constantly beat myself up about periodically. And then it goes to forgiving parents, forgiving people who may have caused you harm, who may have done something to you, or may have said something to you, or co-workers, bosses, anybody. It's like, because if you don't forgive that person or these people, then you can't move forward. The only way you can level up is if you let go of old baggage. That don't mean, it means to accept what happened and to move forward, but it doesn't mean that you're letting them off the hook, because you could just set boundaries around that relationship, or you can completely X people out your life. Forgiveness, it really, when it comes to forgiveness, it comes with compassion, because I'm so hard on myself. Because I've done things in the past and I know I shouldn't have done, but I did it anyway, because I'm just a human, right? And I consistently beat myself up from time to time, because it's like, man, you knew better than that. Why would you go and do that? And then when you get punished for it, then you just feel the worst. Like when I do things to people and then it gets done to me, it hurts me. it hits deep, right? Because I knew better. But when it comes to forgiveness, you have to forgive and move forward. Because if you don't, you thinking you're sending, because in the 4 agreements he talks about sending emotional poison with your word to people. But if you don't forgive somebody, you're unintentionally hurting yourself, because they're not being harmed, or they're not being affected by you not forgiving them and not giving them energy. They're being them, and you stuck with all this emotional poison that you want to send out, but it ain't doing nothing but penetrating your soul and your spirit and bringing you down in the process. So it's like, you have to forgive self, and you have to forgive those that have harmed you, because you can't move forward without it. It's been on my mind for so long, but it's just not clicking. Like this emotional poison that I have inside, not emotional, what is it? All this poison that I have inside myself that I want to send to other people, I know it won't get to them, because I know better. I know me not speaking to a person, or me cutting somebody off, is not doing them any good. All I'm doing is hiding the pain, so to speak. And all I'm doing is really just, it's all up here. All this pain is in here, and it's just festering. It's festering because I haven't forgave people for what they may have done to me, or whatever the case may be. But it's really me not forgiving myself, because everything, most stuff, besides your parents, right? Because when it comes to me, like, when it comes to my father, it's when it comes to my father, it's like, I have to accept that he is who he is. And I want him to be something else, but he can't be something else other than himself, right? So I resent him for being him. But that ain't doing nothing but hurting me, because he is who he is. He is who God or the source has deemed him to be. So what I deem, the things that I curse in him, I have in me. And I have to harness those things about him that I don't like, because it's in me. And the only way I can move forward is if I use what he's given me and incorporate it to level up. Like, the things that I don't like about him is in me. So it hurts me inside knowing that those things that is in him is in me, and that I have to use it. I have to, because if I don't, then I'm gonna be stuck in this state that I'm in, this spot where I'm not, like, he has parts of him that I know if I utilize those parts, that I could really be somebody totally different, that I'm actively incorporating it now. That's why I look at myself and I can see a whole different person than I was last year, right? So these traits about him that I don't like them because I know they're in me. And if I don't utilize what he has given me, then I'm going to continue to be resentful of him, because I'm not doing what I'm supposed to be doing. If that makes sense. That makes sense to me. So when it comes to anything, like forgiving people, when it comes to what people have done to me, and I resent them, I only resent them because I've done the same thing that they've done. And unintentionally, I'm sending poison to myself. It's not even about them at that point. It's about me getting that karma, and me not liking how it makes me feel. So it really has nothing to do with the person per se. It's about what they've done to me, and what I allowed them to do to me, and me being angry at myself for allowing them to do that, and me being angry at myself because I've done that, and knowing that I know better. It's like, you know better, so why did that even occur? So I can't be mad at them. I'm not mad at nobody, but I'm mad at myself, because if I'm the creator of my reality, then I created the circumstance for them to do what they may have done to me, right? Or when it comes to my father, I didn't create that. I was born into that. So it's like, I have to take the good with the bad. I have to accept those traits that's in me and really expound on them, so I can become the best version of myself. You know what I'm saying? I hope this making sense. So the main thing I'm really trying to say is, you can't level up until you forgive those that may or may not have harmed you, because you're only sending emotional poison to yourself, and you can't grow if you're poisoned. You can't live if you've been poisoned. So accept the circumstances, depending on what the situation is. They may not, well, you have to forgive them, but you don't have to accept who they are, and you don't have to keep them in your life if you don't want to. If it's harmful to you, then I wouldn't advise that. But forgiveness, you have to forgive in order to get to that next level. You have to forgive to get to a sense of a state of maturity, that next level of maturity when it comes to life and growth and development. So, but it's hard, I ain't gonna lie. I've been dealing with my father thing for a long time. Like, I'm dealing with it right now, but I know I have to forgive him, because he is who he is and I am who I am. So that's just been a battle in itself. But when it comes to everything else, like, you have to forgive those who've hurt you. That's the only way you're gonna move. That's the only way you're gonna experience new things. That's the only way you're gonna grow, right? So forgive, man. That's a journey in itself, man. And I can only speak as someone who's actively trying to forgive, who's actively forgiving, not trying to do anything. So yeah, it's a journey, man, and it's hard. I'm not gonna lie, it's hard. It's very hard. I'm not gonna say it's hard because now I'm just gonna keep rambling for no reason. I appreciate you guys for watching, man. Like, comment, subscribe. What you guys think, man? If you got any thoughts, put it in the comments. I like to have the discussions. I like to talk. I like to come on here and talk because I don't really have that many resources to talk to about these things. So like, comment, subscribe. This is Jeep Talks, man. Jeep Convos. Appreciate you guys for watching, man. I'm out of here, man. Peace.